Hello there everyone, it's Ravindra here. In this video we will learn how we can access data from SQLite database. We will create a CRUD app with dotnetcore API and Dapper. If you find this video helpful, then please hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe this channel to get more videos like this. So let's get started. First of all, we are going to create a new .NET Core project, and I'm using Visual Studio Code. You can use Visual Studio also, but steps will be different. So if you are using Visual Studio Code, then please first of all you need to install this extension called C# dev kit, and after installing it you can follow along. So let's create a new application. So here you will see an option create .NET Core project, and after a while you will see something here. Yeah, it's present here. We are going to create ASP.NET Core empty project. Yeah, we are going to create an empty project. So let's click on this guy, and here it will ask us a location where we want to create a project. So I'm going to create it somewhere, documents, and here projects and .NET and C# data access. So I'm going to install this project here. Okay, so select folder, and now it will ask us the name of project. So our project will be .NET SQLite demo. Let's enter, and soon it will create a new project. So yeah, it has created a new project here. It takes a little bit of time on loading a project, so it still is loading projects here, and after a while you will see this option of solution explorer. Here inside it we have this .NET Core empty project. So let's run this project and let's see what is going on with this project. So click on this debugger option. Here we will see that create a new launch.json file, and click on .NET 5 plus .NET Core. It will create a new launch.json file, and now you can you can run your project easily. So as you can see, our project has been run in the localhost 7012 port, and we can close it now. So we will come back to it later. So here we have our first project, and we will create another project here. So click on this plus icon, and we'll create a class library project. So it will be let's name it data access. That's it. And here default directory. Okay, now we have two projects inside this solution. So what we will do here, I will right click on the SQLite demo project, and I will click on the add project reference, and I will add reference of data access. So now we have added its reference to SQLite demo. It means we have added our class libraries reference to the API project. So how you can see that am I doing right or not? So here you will see that we have this reference of project. It is here. So we have reference data access.csproj file here. Okay, so we are done with this, and we have created all the projects. So now what we will do here, we will install some packages. So I'm going to go here, view and terminal, and in the terminal you will see this new PowerShell terminal. I'm going to kill this one, so I do not need it. Okay, now we need to enter into the data access folder. So I'm going to change the directory here, cd data access, cd data. Oops, I have messed with spelling ACESS. Data access. Let's see, dir cd data ACESS. Okay, now we are good. So we will install few packages here. First package we need to install is Dapper. So just right here .NET add package, let's name it Dapper. So first package we will install Dapper. .NET add package. Oops, I'm doing lots of mistake right now. So .NET add package Dapper, and it will install a Dapper for us. We will install one more package. So .NET add package, it will be system.data.sqlite.core. Oops, .NET add package. Here should be a typo, so let me see. Yeah, here is a mistake. PACKAGE package. And one last package we need to install is this one, microsoft.extensions.configuration.abstractions. So we need this package to access our configuration file, which is appsetting.json file. Okay, now we have installed all the necessary packages, so we can exit from this directory. We do not need to be here anymore. Okay, so now we will go here in the .NET SQLite demo, but before that we will double click on data access, and here you can see in the data access.cs proj file you'll see that we have installed these three packages. So it was Dapper 2.1.4, and it is this package 7.0.0, and this package is 1.0.118. okay, so now here what we will do, we will right click here and click on reveal in file explorer. Okay, and now we will copy this path. Okay, and what you have to do, if you do not have this thing db browser, if you do not have installed db browser for SQLite, so you need to install it first. So click on here and you will see we have a executable file here, so you need to install it from here. So first go and install it. So you can go here in the download section and you will see all the executable you need to download using Windows. So I have installed this one, db browser for SQLite standard installer for 64-bit Windows. So you can install any one of it, and it is a portable app, so we are going to install it in our projects directory. Once you have installed it, you will see this icon and you need to click on this icon. Okay, here you will see the new database option, and you will create a new database in a certain location. So I'm going to create in my project, so that's why I have copied a location earlier, and let's name it person. Okay, person db, it will be fine, or just name it person. Okay, inside it we will create a table person, and here we will add some fields. So first field will be id, and it will be a primary key and auto incremented. Okay, next field we will add a name, and name will be text. not null label. Okay, text and not null. That's it. Okay, next column will be where it is add. Next column will be email, and it will also be text and not null. Okay, so I can click on OK here, and you can see that we have this table. So here you can see we can browse its data. So if I go here in this folder data access, you will see that we have this project person.db here. Sorry, not project, this file. It is our SQLite database. So I'm going to close it from here and let's save it. That's it. Person.db is our database, and inside it we have person table. Okay, so now we will write a connection string here. So it will be connection strings, and let's name it default. Let's change it to small d, and here we will define our connection string. Okay, since our file in the root directory, so we will just can access is like this: data source equal to person.db. Okay, so that's it. That's how we can access this file. So let's close it for now, and now we do not have to do anything here for a while. So I'm going to close this solution explorer, and I'm gonna go here in the .NET normal Visual Studio Explorer, whatever it is. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new file here. So new folder. So I can also go from here, but I think you will get confused if I use sometime this one, sometime this one. So let's go with this one. Okay, so here what we will do, we will create a new folder, models. Okay, one more folder, repositories. Inside the models we will create a new file which will be class, and it will be a person. So it will take a little while, and now we are good here. So let's change its namespace to this, and here define some fields. So now I have created this class. I have three fields: ID, name, and email. ID is integer type, name is string type, and email is string type. And this field is required field, and it will add this package or namespace here. It's not a package, it's namespace. Yeah, so we will write here the using keyword. So this part is done. Now we will go here and we will create a new file here. Oops, I accidentally have clicked on record. We'll create a class here, and it will be person repository that's it, person repository. So our class has been created. Let's change it to repositories. Okay, and here we will do some work. First thing we'll do here, we will type CTOR, and it will create a constructor for us. Next thing we will do here, we will create a private field, private read only, and let's name it config equals to, sorry, not equals to, I configuration config. That's it. one more thing, private read only string, and it will be connection string. That's it. So here we will write configuration config, and inside it we will write config equals to config and connection string equals to config dot get connection string and default. Okay, now we'll create few methods here. So first method will be public async task, and it will be enumerable, and here what we will do, we will write persons. Okay, and let's name it get people async. Okay, now let's write here using, before that here we will create a private method, private get connection string, sorry, not get connection string, get connection, using idb connection equals to new SQLite connection. Inside it we will pass the connection string and we will return this connection, and it will be a string type, sorry, not a string type, idb connection type. Okay, so this using keyword will automatically dispose the connection that we have opened here, so it will handle it, this using keyword. Okay, now here what we will do, our connection equals to get connection, get private idb connection, so get connection. So I think I'm doing some typos here, and okay, so it's here. Now here we get the connection string. Now let's write here string SQL equals to select asterisk from person. Okay, now what we will, and here we will write connection dot query async, and here we'll write person, and before that here we'll write var people equals to await. Okay, now we are fine, and here we'll pass the SQL. That's it, and here we will return people. So that's it. Now here when we will create one more method, get people by id async, it will take int id, and it will return just a single object, not a list. Task person, select asterisk from person where id equals to @id, sorry, id. Okay, and here we'll pass anonymous object id, sorry, not id. So make sure this field and this field should be same, even it is a case sensitive, so it should be exactly same. Small I, small d, small I, small d. And here we will write first or default async, so it will return us a single object, and it will be a person. That's it, and it will return a person here. So now we have created two methods, so we will create three more. So our next one will be, so let's create a method for create or add a new person. It will be async task, and it will also return object person. Let's name it add person async. That's it. Person is var connection equals to get connection, and here we will write string SQL equals to insert into person. It is our table name. Insert into person, and it is our name and email. These are our field. Insert into person, name, email, values equals to name and email. Select last insert row id, and it will return a newly created id. So here we can write int created id equals to await and await connection dot execute scalar async. It will be a person, and here will be SQL, and here we will pass our anonymous data. So we will pass person dot name and person dot email. Execute scalar async person SQL. What I'm doing wrong here? Yeah, it's integer type. Okay, so now we have our created id. So what we will do here, we'll just type person dot id equals to created id, and we will return a person. That's it. Now we will create a update method here. So let's just change it to update person async. It will be the same and it will be different, and this one will be a different also, and here it will be different also. So it won't return anything. So here we will write update table name person and set name equals to @name, email equals to @email, where id equals to @id, await connection dot execute async, and here we will write SQL, and we will pass a new anonymous object here, and we will just pass a person here because person have all these three properties, name, email and id. That's why we can pass it as a whole object. So that's it. Last thing we want to do here, we are just going to copy this guy and paste it here, and let's change it to delete person async. It will also take int id and update. We will change this query, delete from person where id equals to id, and here we will pass id and we will change it to small I because we need it to be same as this one. So this thing and this thing should be same. Okay, so if we haven't changed it to small I, then we have to pass it like this. Okay, so it is rather a lengthy approach. I'm just going to change it like this. Okay, so we have created all of these methods. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to create a new interface here. So here I person repository, and what we are going to do here, we are just going to copy and paste the name of our method. So first method is this one, so we are going to copy it and paste it here, press Ctrl dot, and it will add this line here. So we'll do the same here, just copy this guy, paste it, copy this guy, paste it here, press semicolon, paste this guy here. Next thing is that person async. One more thing, this one, update, and the last one is delete. So just copy this guy and paste this guy here, and now we have 1 2 3 4 5 methods. Just copy its name and where, yeah, here. So now we are using an interface with this person repository because we want to use dependency injection. So it's better to create a interface here. Okay, so now just open this file, program.cs. you can also find it here, program.cs. so here we are going to write builder.services.add transient I person repository, that's it. And since it is a web API project, it is using minimal APIs right now, but we want to use controller APIs, so we need to add a service here, builder.services.add controllers, something like this. Yeah, and since we have added our controllers, so we are going to use it here also, app.map controllers. Okay, and we are going to comment this guy. Since it is a blank application, so we do not have these things added, so we have to add these things manually. Now what we will do here, we will create a new folder, so it will be controllers, and inside the controllers we will create a new file which will be a class. Definitely, let's name it people controller or person controller, whatever you want to name it, person controller, that's it. And it will create a new class for us, person controller.cs. First thing what we are going to do here, we are going to change it to API controller, and it will inherit controller base. Now it is our full-fledged controller. One more thing, we have to define a route here, and let's name it API slash peoples. So I'm confused right now. Is it like this or this? So let me check. So first of all, we are going to create a controller API method. So I have created a snippet, not a snapshot, snippet for it. It is my custom made snippet for creating a method. If you don't have, just go there and create one. It will make things easy. So it will be just a get method, a get people, something like this, or just get whatever you want to name it. Get people will be fine. HTTP get, and here we will just write hello everyone. So let's run this guy here. So right now if I type here API/people, what I will see, I don't see anything. It means I'm doing something wrong here, and okay, it is people's, not people. So let me run it again. So I have refreshed this page and you can see that hello everyone means everything is working fine. Our controller is working absolutely fine. So we will create few methods here, but before that we are going to inject our repository here. So type here ctor, press enter, and it will create a constructor for us. So what we are going to do here, we are going to create a few private fields. So private read only, hi logger. It is just a basic default logger by Microsoft. I will define a class name here, person controller, logger. Okay, so here one more thing, private read only, I person repository, person repo. So just copy this guy, paste it here, name it logger, copy this guy, paste it here, name it person repo. Okay, let me press Alt Z, sorry. So logger equals to logger and person repo equals to person repo. We are done here. So let's check one method here and let's see our configuration is working fine or not. So here just type try. We'll do it later. Okay, let's do it right now. So try, and here we'll see try catch exception ex logger dot log ex dot message. It should be log error. Okay, and here we will return status codes dot internal server error, and here we will return the anonymous object. So it will be status code equals to 500, message equals to ex dot message, and here in the end we will put a semicolon. So it is our exception here, and here what we will do, we will write var people equals to await person repo dot get people async and return okay. Inside it we will pass the people. Now we will test our method. So let's run this guy. So as I run this method or endpoint, I have seen this error message. It means I am doing something wrong. So after reviewing an error, I have come back. So I have come to a solution. So why I am getting error here? Because I have done something terrible here. And if we go here in the person repository, so if you are seeing that we are using a connection like this, so I've used this kind of connection with my SQL databases, and that was fine. It was working absolutely fine. But in the case of this SQLite connector, it is not working as expected. So what we are going to do, we are going to copy this whole line. We are just going to comment this guy, and we are going to paste it in the every method. So just copy, cut it here, and where was we? Yeah, here. So we need to paste this line everywhere we are using this thing. So just go here and paste it here, paste it here. So we should be fine for now. So here, let's run this project. So now you can see there is no error message. Here is just a blank error, which is expected, and I'm not expecting any error. So let's define few more methods here. Okay, so let's define a method for add a new person. So I have created few methods. So first of all, we need to remove this guy, and now I will explain what I was doing here. So first of all, we have created this http post method, which is public async task create person. It is taking an object person, and here we have this try catch block. Inside it, we are calling this person repo dot add person async method, and we are passing this person here. It will return a person object, so we will store it in a created person object. We will just return a created at accent, which will return 201 status code. Here we will return the name of create person method and this object created person. So it will return 201 status code along with this object. It is a newly created object, so we will return it to the client. And here it is a typical exception handling which we had done in the previous method. We are returning a 500 status code and message along with this 500 internal server error. Next thing is we have this http put method, so it will update our person. So here person to update. First of all, we will find a person which we need to update. So we will find a person. So with this method we can find it with ease. We will check if person is null or not. So if person is null, so we will return 404 status code along with this message, and we will return this not found. It means we are returning a status code 404 whenever a person does not exist. Otherwise we will update a person and we will return no content, means 204 status code without any body. Okay, so it is our update method. I hope I am not doing anything wrong here. Next thing we will do, we will find people by ID. So it is just a simple method. We are calling this get people by ID async. Actually it should be get person by ID async or find person by ID async, not people. So anyway, that's not a big deal. Here we will find a person. If it is null, we will return not found, what we have done a previous. Otherwise we will return this exception in a catch block. Here we have this http delete method, and here first of all we are checking the existing person, then we are checking is it null or not. If it is a null, then we will return not found exception along with this object. or then we will call this delete person async method. It will also return a no content, and here we are handling the catch exception. So I'm assuming that I will get few errors since I haven't tested this code. I hope for the best. So what could be the error? Let me figure out. So yeah, as I was expecting, it was giving error here. So what I have done here, I have passed anonymous object like this: name equals to person dot name, email equals to person dot email, and id equals to person dot id. And now it is not giving any error, so I had updated it recently. So you can see that now id equals to 3 is Ravindra and Ravindra at gmail.com. So let's change it Ravindra, and let's change my email id. So as you can see, now we have 204 status code, and here you can see that I have changed my email address. What if I pass here the id that does not exist? Let's check this condition here. As you can see that we have 404 status code and this object, so it means we cannot update it. Okay, so last thing we are going to do, we are going to test the delete endpoint. So we are going to delete this third one. So let's delete this guy, and you can see we have deleted it. So if I check it now it is not present here. And what if I want to try it again? If I want to try it again, it will say that not found because person is already deleted. So we do not have any of the person which have id 3. So now we have tested all of our endpoints. So let's do it again. Now we can see that we have only 2 records. So we are done here. That's how we can use a SQLite database as a backend in .NET application, and we are using a Dapper here. So it was not that much complicated, although I have done some mistakes, but that's okay. That's a part of development job. So that's it for now. See you next time.